Alright, I already started on it, but the last thing I have to do before we start throwing these flows in, we're going to do the rear trunk pan, not the trunk pan, the rear seat pan first, because everything else kind of mounts off of that. So, but what we need to get done first is we need to get this transmission seal, output shaft seal replaced. So I already kind of started on this because anybody who's done this, you know how much of a butt puckering situation this is. But I got all these to break loose, so we're just gonna slowly work them out as to not break them and ruin our days. Well, my day, not your day. So once I get these backed all the way out, we'll pull this drive shaft, we'll get that seal out, go pick one up from the O'Reilly. 'Tis $14, and then we'll pound that sucker back in, change the trans fluid while we're at it, because might as well, got every other fluid changed except for that one. So yeah, we'll get it done. This shit is the slowest thing ever. You can't even get a freaking ratchet in here, and it just takes forever. Alright, that one's, I can probably finger that one out there. Sweet. It's a nut too. Awesome. Alright, let's get the rest of them off. This one's starting to resist me a bit, so I'm gonna torque her back on just a little bit and get me some PB in here. Got the old PB in a can. Give it a little juice, if you will. And start backing her off again. Success numero dos. Let's get these little lock washers off of here if I can. They're mobile. There we go. And there we go. Okay, sweet. Alright, let's work on the two down here. Put some PB on both of them. Both of them. There. It's all over the damn van now. Ran out quickly to get me the old oil drain pan before I start getting too far into this, because I don't want to soil my carpet. Continue this endeavor. Decided to get this done before I put the floors in, because this would be stupid from the bottom. It's kind of stupid from the top, so I could only imagine. Alright, got all 4 nuts off with success. So let's get the hammer, start giving these love taps. Slowly but surely. She's moving. Give her some juice. had to break out this old girl. Try not ruining the straps. I don't know where to get them, so we'll see, I guess. I can't even get the damn thing in here. Awesome. Cool. Didn't even ruin it. Let's get the other one off now. Awesome. Got both of them. Got both of them off. Didn't even ruin them. Cool. Let's put the nuts back on though so I don't lose all that shit. And then we'll get that drive shaft out. I'll have to go through and clean these up a little bit, but I think they should be good. I'll have to get a die, recut those threads, chase them more rather, but yeah, I think those are fine. Let's get this off. Not even a struggle, man. Let's see if I can get her up on out of here now. Ooh. There's a carrier bolt. I mean, a carrier one in there, isn't there? That's booty. Check how she... That answers the question for me. I don't even know how in the hell. Okay. We're gonna have to figure out that whole situation next. But yeah, I'd say she's pretty toasted. There's really not any fluid coming out, and I expected there to be. So tranny's probably pretty low. Everything feels good in there though, so that's awesome. So let's get this dumb seal out of here, and then we'll start looking into how to replace that freaking carrier bearing or whatever the hell you call it in there. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna get that out. It's gonna be a fucking pain, man. Yeah. So fun. Honestly, good that I found that carrier piece all freaking jacked up, because I'd rather fix that shit now than worry about it down the road. So we're gonna get this nice and brake cleaned here so I can seize it better. She's not too distorted either, so I'll get to be able to measure the inside. But we got our seal out. Alright, let's get back in here. A few photographs of this stuff in here. Cool thing about all this, I will be able to appropriately wool wax the inside of this cavity, which is going to be awesome. Did that pretty good. Didn't screw her up or nothing. Yeah, drain that sucker though, because that fucking oil is disgusting. Alright, cool. I'll let you guys know when I figure out what the hell's up with the bearing shit inside there, and then we'll go from there. Before I figure all that junk out though, I'm going to pull the drain plug on the trans, get that draining. It's either that or that. Oh, that was a double wrong. Hasn't been turned in 60 years. Actually, this isn't a drain plug. Oh, yeah, it is. Cool. That shit just smells horrendous, dude. I'm not convinced of the drain plug. To be 100% honest with you. I mean, the only one I see. So I did a little research, and these early Muncie 3-speeds, so pre-1967, don't have a drain plug. So there's two ways to do it. One way is to do what I'm doing right now, so loosen one of the tail shaft housing bolts, pull it out. Takes a long time, but it'll drain. Or you can suck it all out through the fill hole, which I'm not going to do. So I got some stuff to worry about before I can refill this sucker anyway, so we're gonna get all that stuff figured out. So I will catch you in the next video. Alright, before we turn in for the night, I decided I'll come out. Well, that sucks. She's gonna be dark under there now. I decided I'd come out. I figured out everything I need for the carrier bearing situation. I gotta try to pull these two bolts out on the bottom here to get that whole carrier like assembly out, and then it'll come out. I ordered all new U-joints. I ordered the seal. I ordered the carrier bearing with the bearing that goes onto the drive shaft. So let's try to get that out and see what happens. And here are the bolts in question. Now if I could, you know, I painted the shit out of these things, didn't I? I sure enough did. Let me get a screwdriver. Let's get to chiseling. Yeah, fucking right. Okay, maybe we'll wire wheel it. Or maybe we'll just give her the business with the old hammer. Ugh. Alright, so both of them got rounded off. So, time to get the weldy out. Times the charm, maybe? I guess we'll find out, huh? Blew the breaker. Blew it again. Let's see if we can pull it off now. There it is. Oh, that works too. Alright, now we'll get this bugger. Oh, I'm gonna run out of nuts before I know it. Guess we'll use another one of these nylock bitches. Yes, I know you're not supposed to use the clamp to hold it, but I have a rubber glove on and I don't care. Perfect. She's off. Let's get her out. Ooh. Cool. That's how many tries it took me. Way too many. This is kind of cool. I got this here tube all emptied. So now what I will do is I will take and clean all that out. Now we'll wax the piss out of the inside of it, and then I won't have to worry about it. I'll also paint this drive shaft the rest of the way while she's off. But there she be. I went ahead, even though these U-joints are good, I bought new U-joints for all these. They were 12 something a piece, so why not? This carrier bearing mount is just fucking toast. I think this bearing's good. I don't know. Let me rip this rubber off, see what happens. Now that I'm all up in here, I see that the way this bearing comes off, you pull this U-joint and then it's got a bolt right there. So I mean, hopefully that comes out. I can start soaking it in PB tonight just to be safe, because that would fucking ruin my week. But I mean, this looks decent. It doesn't sound decent. Okay, well, we'll do that. I'll throw a new one of those heifers in there. I ordered it anyway, so I'm gonna throw a piece of cardboard under here, start soaking that in the PB blasters, and then hopefully by the morning she'll be penetrated, if you will, and we'll be Gucci. Juice her up good. Oh, I didn't put the cardboard underneath her. Well, that'll soak some of it up. Juice her up good here. I'll juice these up. Okay, 2 more pieces of cardboard for the other ones. We'll juice those up. Get them juicing. Not like the juice is gonna penetrate the damn paint I put on there like a dumbass. You know what will, though? The heat. Alright, cool. Let her sit for the night, and we'll get back to you in the morning. I have to see what kind of gear oil that takes too, so I can grab that tonight on the O'Reillys. Alright, we got our full steering kit in, so we can do that soon. Not right meow, but soon. Got back from O'Reillys the carrier bearing, 3 U-joints, the seal for the trans, and last but not least, the U-bolts for the drive shaft. So let's get these U-joints pounded out, get this bearing hopefully off in there, and get it all put back together. Shut up. 4 fucking hits? Never in my life have I had a U-joint come out in 4 fucking hits. Shut up. That was kick ass. Hell yeah. Hopefully that foreshadows how this is gonna go. We shall see though. What I'm gonna do before I rip this the rest of the way the parts is put a little nick like right here. And then a little nick right here. So I know that those mate there. Let's get this other side out over here. Knew she'd be harder. She's on the move though. That's all that matters. Still awesomely easy. Fuck yeah, dude. Alright, let's get this one out. Alright, let's get this last boy out of here. Alright, I got that sucker out. I can't really get this side to pound out very easily, so I'm gonna just chop that one with the grinder. Alright, now that we got the easy part done, all the U-joints out, we gotta do the difficult part now, which is getting that end piece off and getting that bearing out. So let's give that a try. Hope and pray this goes good. Awesome! Now we just gotta get this tail shaft off. Well, that is no bueno. What do we do here? Where'd we whack her? Probably right there, honestly. Damn. I need to watch what I'm fucking doing, huh? Beautiful! Alright, now I just gotta work on getting this bearing out. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So let's figure it out. I know the tool. Dun, 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 dun. Let's get this sucker off. Bada bing. Awesome sauce. Now, let's, yikes. That's no bueno, huh? How'd that happen? Well, I guess we'll have to touch that up with the grinder. Didn't mean to do that. Whatever. One thing I forgot to grab at the O'Reilly's. Here. Oh, that's not fun. Alright, we're gonna figure out where this goes, if it goes. I don't know. We're gonna have an unbalanced drive shaft now. I have deduced this is not from this. No idea where these weights came from. Looks like they've been laying there for a little while. That's cool though. I had to go back through all my footage. I should have known that they didn't really have sticky weights like that back in the day. But let's figure out how to drive this new bearing on and get all this junk back together and get her in the car. Alright, I guess it won't hurt to wire wheel rest of the drive shaft and put some paint on it. Again, it's not going to be beautiful. I'm not going to do it the right way, but I don't care. I'll put a little primer on there. I'll put a little paint on there, and we'll be golden. And fuck the naysayers. If you guys can't tell by now, I swear by the Rust-Oleum tractor paints. Shit is the best. Alright, I got those cleaned up pretty good. Now I'm going to wipe them down, hit them with that primer, hit them with that black tractor paint, and we'll get to cleaning out the drive shaft tube in there. Alright, now that that's getting dry, before I top coat, I'm going to roll in here with the old rigid vac and clean out that tube. And then I'm going to wool wax the inside of it. Now I bought this big wool wax kit a while ago because I was going to actually wool wax this originally. But it comes with this sweet little hose and a rattle can actually. And this little hose will hook on to even fluid film. So we'll just get in there with this, give it a good spray down, and then we'll be good. Snake that in there. Get it all the way in. Got myself in the face. Hell yeah, good and coated. Got this shit good and coated in here with wool wax. I covered it, so ain't gonna have no rust up in there. This primer tacked up quite nicely, so we're gonna get over here and get her sprayed down real fast, and then she can start drying. Alright, let's try to fit this bad boy. I don't think I want to pull the bearing out of here. So we'll take and see if we can press it on this away. First we need to clean this spline up. And we'll do that by ever so gingerly hitting it with the diagonal. Now we shall, indeedy, see if we can get this bad girl on here. I'm gonna go get some greasy grease just to lube her up a tad bit, and we'll see if we can get her pounded on. Use that good extra heavy duty Lucas. I think that's what I'm going to use to do the trans and get some Lucas grease for it. Oh, I mean gear oil. Pardon me for the misspeaking. Alright, got her lubricated. Okay. Get her set on there as such. Mayhaps. I don't know actually. Why is everything... There. Okay, she's almost seated. Damn near. Oh, reach up. Grab us a socket. That'll also perfectly fit over the spines. Right on the inner race there. And that should give us what we need to get her down on there. We'll put this metal on some wood. And give her shit. You can hear that high-pitched ping at the end, indicating it is fully seated. There you go. There you have it. Let's get it back together. Now that we got the carrier bearing installed, we will get some of that good on the inner splanature of this. Both as some lubrication and anti-seize. Can't seize when it's greasy. Alright, now let's gander where we put our marks. So go here. You hear that same exact ping, indicating we are fully seated. On second thought, as you see here, this is clocked half of that, so we're gonna hammer that bitch off and put her back on the right way, I guess. If I can get it, hopefully I can. I'll take those items. Alright, clock it, so she's going that way. Boom. This right window. Just one side right here. We got a little bit there. As you can see, I fucked up a bit and went into the yoke there. Guess I could throw some weld in there to reinforce it, but we'll see. There, I don't know how much of a difference that'll make, but gotta count for something, right? Alright, we're gonna get these heavy duty universal joints up in this piece. So let's see, my mark right there is gonna line up, go with that. So what we'll do first is we'll put this side in like that, and then we'll attach it like that. The way you do this, you gotta take one cap off and you kind of snake it. Should be able to snake it. Get out of my face, Odin. Good God. Sometimes you gotta take both of them off as such. Till then. And then you kind of start the cap in there. I'd like to use, again, a little bit of greasy grease in that. Just to give her some extra lubricity. So you just start it like that. And then you pop onto this side. Give this cap some lubricity. Make sure you get that boot. don't want to disturb your needle bearings. So now we will put that in there like that. And we're going to start giving her some love taps here. So just push it down ever so gently. You don't want to mushroom anything. Make sure you keep going there. Alright, we're getting lined up now. Maybe give me a screwdriver. Pop her up a bit. And then if you're an extra big dumbass, you'll put it in backwards, just like I did, and have to fucking rip it out. Cool. Now we gotta pound this out. We're seated. I decided, because you don't get much travel here anyway, probably just gonna leave that the way it is, and we'll see what happens, I guess. It's probably gonna fucking break, but I can't get it out without cutting the U-joint in half. Honestly, I think I was going to hit either way. No, probably wouldn't have hit if I'd have put it on the right side, right? Okay, we're going to get these other ones in. Whatever. Get these other ones in. Good news is the U-joint immobility was large in part due to my weldage. So I need to find my file here, and we can file it down and we'll be good. Too big. Break out the leather tool. Perfect. Moving that way, 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 moving that way. I'm moving that way. I'm moving that way. I'm moving that way. 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 Perfect. So, front of the driveline, done. Now, we're gonna work on this piece. So, I think I got my scratch mark there, and then it really should be on this end because this is the dry end. That means I gotta look extra harder. Extra hard. Only one of those fucking U-joints came with clips. That's just awesome. God damn it. Dude, what fucking trash. Even when you've done this 100 times, you can still fuck it up. Here I am, rearranging my needle bearings, which I have done in the past as well. I just keep screwing up. I really should just go inside for the night. But we must press on. Got them all reset in there nicely. We'll put a little bit of dab of greaser in there. Just for good measure. That Lucas, good. Let's get this shit back on before I lose my mind. Okay. Like that. Line her up there. Back in business. Before we get pounded too far that way, we'll come in here with a clip-a-doo. If I can find my pliers, that'd be awesome. Get this side in now. As you know, we're gonna lube it up. Flip it. Oh shit. Awesome. Driveline complete. Let's get it thrown back in the car. Everything's brand spanking new. Things good and smooth, so let's get it all mounted back up and get the trans seal in and all that good stuff. Alright, let's alright, nice and good on there. Let's get this seal mounted in. So what we'll do is, you guessed it, a little bit of lubrication on the outside here. Cool. Seal is in. Alright, let's get the old drive shaft in. And there you have it. All new driveline, except for the drive shafts, obviously. But I got all new U-joints, clamps, carrier bearings, carrier bearing assembly, seal, and yeah, we are golden on the driveline now. Now I gotta go get some oil tomorrow morning. We'll fill up the trans, and then that means it is time to start fitting this rear seat pan. We're gonna have to get a dolly and a hammer so I can hammer this shit out, make it nice and flat, grind that stuff down, get it all nice and good, nice and flat, so that trunk pan can slide in, those braces can go in, weld back in, and then we'll be on to getting the floors in. So I hope we get those floors in and done by what day is it today? It's Tuesday, I think. Yeah, Tuesday. So I hope by next Tuesday we have these floors in, and I can go get the seats from my parents' house, get the seat in, and actually take the sucker for a drive. That'd be awesome. So hopefully we get to do that. Well, you guys will be along for the ride. So till tomorrow. See you guys later.